What's good, y'all? Back at it again with a really special reaction. This time around, Frank and I are going to be doing an album reaction slash review to Rise Above Hate by Unknown T. What I'm going to do is any songs that we have already reacted to, I'm going to leave a link in the description to our original reactions. We're going to be rating each song based on the flow, the lyricism, the beat, and its replay value. Then we're going to average each one of those categories. Then we're going to average each other's scores to get the final score for the whole album overall. If there's any song that you really want to see a specific rating or reaction for, just go into the description to find the timestamp. But we're not going to hold y'all too much longer. Let's get it.
Come on, Sapphire Beats.
Sapphire Beats, okay.
Block off the corn and ski. Don't I like the corn on beat. Three on my team, the feds on a sweep. Then step with a chef on deck, we'll tap that skeng every now and then. These bills might moist your skin like rent. Leave ops on bended, step round there and spark up the beef like electric wires. Tell my solicitor, the intel must have been.
He said spark up the beef like electric wires. It's giving me intro vibes. Like, something for me that's really important when I'm like listening to an album as a whole is like, how do they construct the listening experience, right? I feel like some artists, they just slap the songs together. I think that we kind of undervalue and underestimate how important it is that the songs actually have a feeling and that the feeling makes sense within the context of the whole project.
If that's the case too though, this track actually sounds really aggressive already. So I'm assuming that that's what the project is going to sound like if we're going to go with that basis.
Yeah. I mean, we already see that Deh Deh is next, so we know we're going to get a transition into a similar feeling but on a calmer beat.
We don't chat like them, cause we crash at them. The young G's went on the ride, let me manage again. My young G's fucked up once and went straight back.
Really calm,
I sponsored the block, now my young boy screaming, Gertie's back. Curse mode, Dash got a dash, she top, no samurai jack. Look, still get chefy, wanting enough like Jenny. If we cut up boys taking a vid at Red Shop, it's gonna get messy. We can bang on the ops like Jizzy. If it was done in hacks, it was probably us, but we don't talk plenty. Hit a lick to the bits, then clean up the yard like Jeffrey. 9 gang done loads of crud, we're way too steppy.
And he wrote that beat.
I don't think it made me jump up the way I'm used to him getting me to jump up. I think if it was a standalone track, I probably wouldn't be blown away by it, but because it's setting the tone for the rest of the project, I think it did its job like really well.
That's just a note to producers. Just remember that the main point of the track is the vocal. That hi-hat came in and kind of drowned him out a little bit.
He didn't really come with too much for the lyrics. Like, he had some moments where he hit you with some of the metaphors, but again, I think this track is intended to be like an intro. Honestly, that's the best way to put it. It really feels like an intro. I wouldn't really care to play the song over, but it makes you want to play the album over. The way a song can make me feel listening to the song versus listening to it in the context of an album, it can be two different things. Like, if I know I'm about to listen to Rise Above Hate, like, I'm gonna be looking forward to hearing this because I know it's about to set that tone. So for Steppy, Frank's final score is an 8.25. My final score is an 8. The averages out to an 8.13. So we've already heard Deh Deh. We've already reacted to it twice. Well, I've reacted to it twice and then one time with Frank. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna listen to it just to get a refresher really quickly, and then we're gonna come back again with our score.
It's a 10 in every category except replay value for me. I give it a 9, but that's only because of my own ear just being used to New York. The New York drill sound.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Everything else.
Got you.
Spot on.
We're entering our scores onto a spreadsheet, so as he's talking, I'm just over here putting the numbers in. Frank's final score is a 9.75. My final score is a 10. That all averages out to a 9.88.
Yeah. Cracks in the building, yeah, they made it fall apart. I don't keep up with appearances to make you feel apart. Yeah, what I do, yeah, you were there. Yeah, when I started all of the lines, I seen it all within my fucking eyes. They got say no to me, I'm good with rubber bands, bitch. Man, it's been a decent day, I'm so...
Bow. Where is it? Is it about? Is it about? I don't know if it's about. Bow down, bow. But that's it. Bow. There's certain songs where long gaps in between lyrics work. This is not one of them.
Yeah. I feel like really I'm just waiting for Unknown T to finally jump in. I'm not gonna hold you. Yeah. This is like something you would play like in a movie, like during like a transition.
Let's get shit straight. If you're fucking with me, there's a stick in the base. We pop shit bait and pop them doors anytime, any place. Too many times at the pat in the case, me and bro at the petrol babe. If I buck into ops, no fear in my art, man's pressing the gauge. I still put wood in my block, I still try focus on black like Dave. How many punks?
He saved it.
On black, like Dave. You caught it, we caught it. We call it Did You Catch It?
Feeling we rise and ping him. Two dum-dums in a gauge, get the nozzles twinning, revolvers spinning. Still get drilly, poke man's head, have him looking like Krillin. Fuck how you feeling, my shit is the realest.
Poke man's head make him look like Krillin. Yo.
Yeah, the best part of this song is Unknown T's verse, and you're not getting that until about halfway through the song. This isn't the kind of song I would like say, oh, I'm gonna play Addicts, but within listening to the whole album, I would probably let it rock.
I actually considered playing it again while listening to the song.
Flows wise, it really wasn't that amazing for me. It was cool, like it's above average, because these are above average artists, but they didn't deliver above their own average, if that makes sense.
Unknown T didn't do anything super creative with the flow, but I'm being 100% frank and honest, I wasn't a big fan of those gaps in between.
Yeah.
It just wasn't working for me. It kind of just killed the vibe for me in this verse.
Word. This song kind of gave me interlude vibes. This feels like the kind of song that would be playing in a movie. It's like background. You know what I mean? Like a transitional scene. Like the characters like running from one place to another, and then you're getting like a landscape of like the whole city as it's transitioning. So like that's the kind of feeling I get. But to actually listen to it,
I mean, this is not an Unknown T sounding track, in my opinion. It sounds like he was just experimenting a little bit here.
Yeah. Our final average comes out to a 7.63 between the both of us.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. We're gonna get right into Tug Boy next. Okay, off rip.
Drill.
And not even just that, and the energy is completely different from the very beginning.
I can't lie, being a G gets hard. I mean, being a G gets tense. One day I'll be chilling with Bay, next day I'm locked in a thing with chefs. You can get joked if you chill on the.
He said, chilling with Bay, next thing I'm locked in the ding with chefs. Aight?
It's my young G, still stab roots with a flesh. My ops in hell get smoke for your chest. You was a top boy and your t-shirt's red. Men's, how many ops been chef? This ain't a sweet life, but there's raps on deck. See, I'm a tug boy, I don't move like them. See, I cut you the 9, tryna cut you a 9, but it's Barbie under a 10. Shit, man, can't be bothered.
And the rudeness begins.
Listen, all I heard was Barbie and Ken, dogs.
Everyone's beefing a 9, I'm baffled. Boom off with a brush, no brassle. If you want beef for my blood, let's battle. I think we left teeth on the floor, I'm rattled. You got touched, but you claim you're a driller. You don't want smoke, you're cancelled. Whoosh, whoosh, cancel. I said you don't want smoke, you're cancelled. Dash man up, but there's still no bangles.
I'm not gonna lie to you, there are certain bars that get rinsed, right? On the wing like XYZ, That's So Raven, blah 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 blah. But that was a pretty decent Steel Bangles. At least like the placement of it was good. You feel me? Like it caught me completely off guard. So I let this one rock. Okay, whoa. So this was a really big switch.
Yeah.
Beat 10.
Absolutely. It's not even a question.
Yeah.
This man gave you a drill beat with modern trap elements. You can't even question it at that point.
Yeah.
Didn't even give you slides on the 808s. He just made them change notes. Simple, like.
Yeah, that was hard. I don't feel like flows are really a highlight on this song. I feel like they were there, but it wasn't like the thing that made you go, oh, replay value.
Do we even need to talk about it?
Yeah, it's a 10.
It's a 10.
Good look. It's giving me a Hargo.
Ghosty.
You know what's crazy? I was either to say Hargo or Ghosty.
They have a very similar sound.
The try don't keep beating my drum and I'm going to try with all or nothing.
I'm liking it. I like the little harmony.
We leave no trails. See my life on the blocks like living in hell. I'm beefing older to young G's creeping my block and you might get shelled. You won't know who done the unknown shooting. Why come my strip don't tell? Blacked out cars and we leave no trails. 9 gang lurking at night, no girl. Knives so block back soon with bells. My up boys trapped then shit and tell. He didn't wanna breach that bell. I was in a trap with my bros who was in a hotel trying to beat that girl. My Rambo knife's gonna ching man well. I said turn the ding dong well. I said turn the ding dong well. Me and my brodies step 2 pokies, but he got nicks in my guy don't listen. 3 of my brodies cuff for the police, man they're missing, they locked in prison. This life of stress I keep on sinning. I'm in the back of a 4-door swinging. Anyone slipping we rise and chinging. Me and my brodies step 2 pokies, but he got nicks in my guy don't listen. The try don't keep beating my drumming. I'm going to trial, it's all or nothing. Don't try link shit to me, you're bluffing. Bro, your broski's face got blooded straight to the dunning of
The slides on that.
It's crazy, bro. Ghosty, how do you do it? How?
Chef man up like I'm chopping cabbage. Got another up block on cause some damage. Damn it, damn all my pagans vanish. They don't wanna buck us cause broski brang. Lurking a course, I'll see your course we're savage. Bang it, now I'm in a court case, damn. Run a man on free flow, he got caught too tragic. 3 of my brodies cuff for the police, man they're missing, they locked in prison.
This one right here.
I'm not gonna lie. This caught me off guard. This beat is disgusting. Do you even have to?
10.
This is a 10.
10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10,
Yeah,
10,
man.
10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Yeah, just give everything a 10, bro.
So, I mean, across the board, right? Everything about this, like from the beginning, flows ridiculous. Lyrics, like my face, it started to hurt. The beat slapped me in my chest. There's really nothing to say. Ghosty, however it is you do it, don't stop. Replay value. I want to play it before I even play the next song.
And I feel like as an energy shift from Tug Boy, you would have expected it to be a little off, but it just worked.
It worked. Yeah. That, wow. So we already did a reaction to Fresh Home. It was Frank's first time hearing it, and I already heard it. It was the live version. We're gonna re-listen to the song and then come back with our rating right after this. Alright, so Fresh Home. I guess my impressions listening to it within the context of the whole album, putting that after Prison, it just doesn't do Fresh Home justice. Like, there's nothing that's anything wrong with following up a really high energy song with the low energy song. From a narrative standpoint, it makes sense, right? But it kind of sounds like, alright, cool, you're talking about Steppy and Deh Deh. Even Tug Boy, they're all kind of giving you the feel for like, alright, cool, this is what it's like on roads. And then, boom, now you're in prison. Now you're Fresh Home. I think that's maybe the only thing that would make its placement, make sense.
If it was a little closer to the intro.
I agree. I was actually thinking about it as an intro. I think if Fresh Home was an intro, it might slap harder, especially if you have already heard the song and you just hear that beat creep in and you just say Fresh Home, and it's like, alright, cool.
I do a lot of comparisons to other artists because some people they just have that consistent sound. That was like a K-trap sounding track.
I see what you're
just
saying.
a calm vibe. You just want to hear what he says. But, in the context of listening to Unknown T, I wouldn't really give that a higher rating.
And again, if you want to get a little bit more of our insight on the song after just listening to it, you can also go watch our Fresh Home reaction. I don't really think that the beat for Fresh Home is really too special, but what I will say, it may not be too metaphor heavy per se, but when you listen to what he's talking about, like, you can't help but to respect what it is he's saying. So our final average for Fresh Home is a 7.94. All right, up next is Main Squeeze. Whoa, this is a complete shift of mood. I mean, it makes sense. It's Young T and Bugsy, so I would expect it to sound like this if I was just like looking for something with them on it.
Living large, told my bro to start the car. At the Shangri-La, smoking on Cuban cigars. Aki said he praying to Allah. I'ma make it far, I'ma bust down the Audemars. Leap at the Jeep, ice on me looking real HD. When she in the fifth, she a freak. Freak in the sheets, how you let the streets take your main squeeze.
Top bottle, smoke bubble with gum. 12 bills on my jeans, 4 bills in the gun.
This is a different flow from Unknown T.
Yeah.
In a good way, I'm liking it. I never hear him ride this kind of a beat, and it matches him.
But then I break peas, I can't feed my nigga crumbs. Break you with my day ones, guess I really lonesome. Your main squeeze wanna now and on he's feeling numb. Feeling base trees with my main squeeze.
He said your main squeeze wanna Why did you do that?
Will you be my lover, girl, for the rest of my life?
Don't tell me that's unknown. Don't tell me that was Unknown T. Unknown T did the vocal thing, blood.
Yo! You know what it reminded me of? You have what it takes to be my lover.
I don't wanna,
If you wanna, just tell me what I can never beat around the bush with you. Subliminals, I'm done with those. Have fun with you, let me know.
Ah, man, you know what?
For the rest of my life, I don't want no other girl. My main squeeze there, never been no other girl. She a baddie, can I bring her to my mother? She another.
Smell her in the cup, it's a booze. Louis underneath my goose. I was joking with my brother at the zoo. Like a chick on me in a cool.
I'ma make it far, I'ma bust down the Audemars. Penny on the teeth and the briefs. Leap at the Jeep, when she in the fifth, she a freak. Freak in the sheets, how you let the streets take your main squeeze.
Yes.
So I think what makes this song so significant to me is like it shows how much range these artists have. Like you may have a particular perception, oh they just from roads, or they just do this, they just do drill. I've never heard Unknown T do that.
And I wasn't expecting it either. He's
like,
not even in this project with what we heard up to this point.
That's a fact. The collab was perfect for this. In terms of like the kind of momentum that Young T and Bugsy have been having, especially coming off of Don't Rush. At this point, he's just shown us he can do everything. Wow.
It can really only go down from here.
Yeah, honestly. What this highlights too is like, this is what happens when you give artists a chance. If Unknown T wasn't in jail for the last year, we might have got this sooner and then some. Or God forbid, if he would have been falsely in prison, we would have never got this. And we would have never had a chance to see this side of him, and the only perception that the media would have ran with is, oh, Driller. He gave you a love song.
He did it well.
It was a love song for the streets. It was delivered in a way that people can identify with, even if you're not too lovey-dovey. And everything, like just looking at everything across the board, it's a 10.
It was a vibe.
It's a 10, man.
It was a vibe. Hashtag vibe.
So next we're gonna check out this Jail Call skit. Let's see what's going on with that. Yeah, so obviously Jail Call wasn't an actual song, so we're not gonna rate this one. But what I will say is that the placement of it is actually really perfect. Just coming off of like a love type song, and then we're about to transition into what I would assume would be a relatively calm song, because it is an interlude. Interludes do typically have more mellow sounds to it, and if he keeps up at the rate that he's been going, I think that might be the direction that we're gonna go with this. So we'll see what's going on with this SS interlude. So off for it, it sounds like we may be right. It's only been less than 2 seconds, so. It's a minute, 52 seconds. Whoa, you heard that? What is this reminding me of?
Yeah. Sweet symphony.
I heard 2 words and I had to get out. Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Sweet symphony. Sometimes I struggle mentally. Certain things were never meant to be. Certain things were never meant to be. Meant to be. Keep a distance from an enemy and remember me as a memory.
Bad days I'm rolling. Blowing out my pain is not the
Yo, I feel literal chills right
I
now.
feel it, bro.
Even that I'm smoking. Backstroke, sideways, rider and controlling. Sweet symphony, let me phone you for boning. Last time you took dick, I had your eyeballs rolling. The real you showing. White bezels on my ice, it ain't even snow. Baby, I've been living ocean. Frankly, I don't even lotion. All these fishes in the sea, but you're the only one I chose.
I don't know if that's on purpose, but I heard it
the
the first
real
time.
you showing. White bezels on my ice, ain't even snowing. Baby, I've been living ocean. Frankly, I don't even lotion. All these fishes in the sea, but you're the only one I chosen. I know.
Sweet symphony. Sometimes I struggle mentally. Certain things were never meant to be.
Stormy, that's what it's reminding me of.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
As a memory.
I was like, this is giving me a feeling I can't remember.
Certain things were never meant to be.
Don't forget
Certain things were never meant to be. Meant to be. Meant to be. Sweet symphony. Keep a distance from an enemy and remember me as a memory. Girl.
Wow.
I don't even want to talk about it. Just put the 10s. Just give it the 10s.
I'm still feeling literal chills. That caught me so off guard. And I can't stop emphasizing enough. This just goes to show how multifaceted, how multidimensional. These are human beings. Look at what he's giving us in this project.
Here's what I will say.
Yeah.
Because I've actually been one of the newer people starting to listen to music from the UK as an American. And one thing I have been telling people is these guys are really taking their time with projects.
That's a fact.
They're putting in effort. This is showing real effort. This, if he wanted to take this half of the project and just call it that,
or even if you want to make it if it was a 2-disc project, right? That would have been a solid closer for your disc 1.
And it's not unheard of. 7-track albums have been happening.
Yeah. All right, next up we got LV. Man, as you were saying, it can only go down from here, man.
So we're just about to say that this is not going to be a drill beat.
I'm the youngest plug on the block. Look at the Louis Vuitton. Cut 3-9 bars down into Emery Brown with a blade I chop. 3/4 of
And Young Ad's vocals on the back is complimenting it perfectly. It's so subtle.
3/4 of box and I'm whipping the rock straight drop to the Yola logs.
Up in the bando with Donna, that woman is my favorite fiend. 11 racks on 2 waps, and one of them came with a beam. Fuck this tasty girl, make you feel like you're famous, girl. I'm still on that block with all the things out trying to live right. And I still rock with that Glock 5 I walk round with my flick down.
Don't slip, that's rule number 1 in the book. Whoosh, fling on my grub in the bush.
Energy. Yes.
So this young boy go bang in the bando, but he got clock on my rock, I'm sad, yo. Got a 4 fizz, not a pack of tango. There's a lot of bells in the spin like Django. Hands on a bruck man clutch. Django, hands on a bruck man clutch, that's manual. Try know anywhere man go.
Hand clutch, that's manual.
Yo.
Nando pop name up, he doesn't like Santos. I'm the youngest.
That sound effect was so perfectly placed, and it's not even the first time I've heard it, but the way that they used it there, I almost wanted to give it a 10, but I do have one gripe. I have one gripe, but I want to hear what you have to say first.
What is your gripe? What could possibly be? No.
All right. So I feel like if you were to extract the verses individually, they were hard, right? But I feel like it didn't feel like there was any kind of like overarching thing bringing it together. Young Ads talked about, you know, giving this shorty designer, so then that connected it to the LV thing, and then I know T had the LV reference in his hook, but then when he came to that verse, it was like completely removed from what felt like it was gonna be the tone of the song. Otherwise, if I was just listening to the song, I'd probably say, boom, this is a 10. It's hard. But if I want to go through these categories like one by one, that's the one thing that I really have to take off for.
I didn't think about it that way. I guess I just got caught up in the fact that, you know, as you said, if we just listened to this track, then we probably just gave it
a 10. Yeah, I agree 100%.
No, but truthfully, I do get it. It was a little disconnected lyrically. Any song that's named after a brand, I never expect to make any sense. To be 100%.
That is fair.
But I'm glad you pointed that out, because I actually did gloss over that. It is correct. I think you can take a point off for that.
I also think that Young Ads had a really good balance this time around. Usually I'm really like annoyed by Hitmon songs. I like him and M Honcho kind of the same boat for me. Like I understand why they're good, I understand why their songs are good, but like it's just something about listening to them, it just irritates me sometimes. I think that this time around he didn't drag out the flow. I think he knew when to cut it out. Whoever added the auto-tune on his voice knew to put a balance. Like, it wasn't overwhelming.
Oh, and one thing I want to point out about the producer, this is what happens when you push the envelope and you do not stick to just what's the general sound. Yeah. Because the slides, when they first came in, I thought we were going to get the regular thing that, you know, that Ghosty does, does. But no, it was just a doo-doo.
Yeah, but it was enough. Doo-doo. Alright, so next we're going to get into this Mortal Kombat. You know what? I'm not even going to judge a book by its cover, because V9 had that one song that was all bubbly.
Mortal Kombat, whack, whack, that's the violence in the trap. I've been chasing paper notes, making dough, shaving votes, but with confidence on road, making dough, cases closed, smash and splash with a beauty hole. Pray to the Lord, rest up my bro. That's the violence in the trap. Got links to the sweetest waps.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Baby, man, you're back up on man. She's on me, she knows I'm that man. Turn up, get blammed, all shit wrong, click with the organ brand. Now I'm in a crib with a bitch with tats. 2 years back would have been with cats. I've been chasing paper notes, making dough, shaving votes, but with confidence on road, making dough, cases closed, mash and splash with a beauty hole. Pray to the Lord, rest up my bro. Oh, come back, whack, whack, that's the violence in the trap. Facts.
Here's what I'll say. If it was just that portion of the hook and not the Mortal Kombat, I could have lived without that part. I think I'd be okay with it.
I do want to say it does feel out of place. I don't know, I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm having fun.
Come back, whack, whack, that's the violence in the trap. Come back, whack, whack, that's the violence in the trap. Facts. Come back, whack, whack, that's the violence in the trap. Facts. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat.
Okay, I get it. I get the setup.
I think this one I actually do want to go through it across. So you have stronger feelings about it. So let's see. What are you thinking about the flows?
I feel like he took what most UK drill artists do and tried to do it on a bubbly trap beat, where they actually rap in that double time. They don't leave the gaps. You know, they actually rap. And I feel like the tempo of this beat was just too fast to do that. It was a decent beat. It was really bright. Something I could probably picture somebody like a Lil Yachty on. So I'm not going to be too critical of it. I'll give it like an 8.
What the beat gave him and what he did with it, I think that was pretty interesting. Feels like it's intended to be a song that's very dark, but on a bright beat. So you can bump to it without really processing what it is you're listening to. Honestly, and I might even skip it if I was listening to the project. Not that there's anything wrong with it, it's just really off-putting. Granted, like, listening to it, I had fun with it. Don't get me wrong, I had fun listening to it. But in terms of like, alright, cool, now would I go recommend that song to somebody as like their introduction to Unknown T? No, I don't think it does him justice for an introductory song. But as what you're saying, it may make sense within the flow of the project. Granted, I've already heard Leave That Trap, so I already know what it's gonna sound like, but no, let's see what you think afterwards. I actually really enjoyed this collab a lot, I'm not gonna lie to you.
That melody alone already sounds like an AJ Tracy track.
Yeah.
My shorty beg me to leave that trap. Please, baby, don't act like that. The trident clock on the sweetest swap. It's calm cause I made it back, right back. My shorty beg me to leave that trap. She don't like it when I fling them packs, but I'm stuck in the dirt with white trying to feed them cats. One time I get all my quid in cash. and I'm really tryna hit that blam. Who, what, where? I'm a fearless man.
As I'm listening to it, it's giving me Wild Wild West type vibes.
2 steps ahead of the law. I'm a young black king. Now rise up, my young black kings. We all been.
So really quick, I wanted to highlight that again. Listening to it within this whole project, like that is a really powerful bar to put. Like after everything that we've heard, this feels like an empowerment album. Yo, here's where I'm coming from, but I'm normal. I'm a person. I'm young. I mean, I know he's younger than both of us. To hear him speaking like this, it just goes to show like there's so much depth to what young people have to say. But if we don't give them a chance to, we'll never hear it.
Tell me, how come the cops took rash and the officer didn't get bagged? It's fucked up, need justice for that. Rest up, bros, I miss them too. The streets been peed, lost half of my crew. My babe goes nuts when I hustle the food. Baby, I gotta do what I do. My shit, shit. Look, first off, free SQ3 Johnny.
That transition. And I've seen this before.
That track, please, baby, don't act like that. Old school chill with Albie, free Albie. Old school chill with Pocket and Stocky. Big Mash, bring the rapture like coffee. Sheba, gal one pet me, get dog.
Big Mash, bring the rapture like coffee. Coffee come in like a rapture.
And everybody get captured.
Raise your top like a helicopter, eh? Yo.
Baby, don't act like that. Why you gotta hate on a chap like that? Them boys soft, why they rap like that? Sombrero ting, why they cap like that? Unknown flang on the rhythm and I told him, bro, how you slap like that? If he ain't gang, can't dap my man. 30 mil by 30, yeah, that's my shawty. They need to leave that trap.
Alright, so for your first time listening to Leave That Trap, what are your impressions?
It's a vibe. You can't put a label on what kind of track it is either.
I agree.
I feel like it came with 3 different elements. It came with drill, it came with grime, it came with just trap. AJ Tracy came in and spun that.
Yeah, he did.
Straight. That was a perfect selection. This is what I say about choosing features.
Beat
10.
10, I agree.
You can't put it in a pocket. That
I
was
agree.
Just really pushing the creative envelope.
And again, this is what I say about making your music palatable to more than just one particular audience. You can have no identification with the track whatsoever and vibe to that song. I vibe to that song all the time. You know what I mean? And even this way he's talking about, yo, my shorty bend me to leave the trap. And again, if we're talking about it within the whole track listing and the ride that we've gone through, we've talked about the trap and now we're here talking about it again, which it makes sense because by this point in time, he's made references to a woman before. So now it's like, it all just kind of ties in so perfectly. I like that logo. Yeah, I love this song so much. This song makes me act up, yo. I'm not gonna lie. This song makes me act up. And he was ghosty, so haha.
The poor hate me cause they weren't no solving. Gunman sounds to the club said no smoking, but we bought that smoking. I'm the best of my age, no boasting. We know fanboys hate when I'm ghosting, but he's still on free flow, bitching to different blocks as he's still trying to waste it. Bro just sent one drop on a up on chop.
And it's so subtle the way the slides come in. I think if they were any louder, it might have interfered, but
still on free flow, bitching to he beat man out of his head, curled up in the bed, but the gov ain't spoken. Don't trust anyone in the can, he can be a right hand, then pre up the soaking. Hands up, hold it, squeeze them bust. GS code is a must. Bust smoke car, everyone's talking tough. Ruber, I'm calling your bluff. BM man dust when they heard it's us. Tryna squeeze them bust. Mask on, then teeth that be in the
try to squeeze him. Boss.
tough. Ruber, I'm calling your bluff. He froze up when he heard I'm back, fresh on, straight back to the cash.
That visual was kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie.
The hot boy scream like yes, me blow tryna chase this batch. I just be off the M, no cap, got 3 indictments off my name, I'm gas. That fresh on, straight back to the cash. 2 Rambo blades behind your back while blow tryna beat that mash.
Tell me that does remind you of
Whoa, that was hard. Hold up.
Yeah.
2 Rambo blades behind your back while blow tryna beat that mash. Big brown booty, evil. Got 3 indictments off my name, I'm gas. He froze up when he heard I'm back, fresh on, straight back to the cash. Drive out of town for the cash. Fly off the budge and 3.5 for the light. I can make that splash. Strap then turn that bread into plaques. HMP, just me and my Cody locked in the gates, no Zach. We still go off, so we're breaking racks. Free up, my bro, that's facts. Hands up, hold it, squeeze them bust. GS code is a must. Bust smoke car, everyone's talking tough. Ruber, I'm calling your bluff. BM man dust when they heard it's us. Tryna squeeze them bust.
Round of applause, man.
the visuals, the coloring. I've been paying a lot more attention to like lighting and stuff in videos, and the lighting in this is beautiful.
It had one of those sounds that I really want more drill artists to start leaning toward anyway, where it's not super just lyrical and in your face. It was just more of like, yo, just vibe to this.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't really do anything special with the flow.
And beat.
10.
Without a doubt. That's not even a question. Lyricism.
Now, this is where the gray area comes in, because I say all the time that when you're making a track like this, you don't want to focus too heavy on metaphors and things like that. So it's hard for me to give it a 10 because it's lacking those things.
Yeah.
But then it's hard for me to give it anything lower because of the fact that it just works so well with this kind of track.
I agree.
So I guess just to be fair, I'd give it a 9.
It did what it needed to do for that kind of song. It really wasn't like the kind of song that smacks you lyrically, but the lyrics made sense for what the song was supposed to do. I want to hear prod walks.
Swish.
I know it's not, but it gave me that vibe, you know?
Yeah, you feel me,
Whatever is that? Whoa.
What was that?
Instant. Ooh.
Go round there and say it one time. I'm a tug on my block, man, cut you countless times. You can get touched, that shit and deny. How many man did your team been dipped like fries? It's sad I can't lie.
How many man in your team been dipped like fries?
Yo. Oh my god, bro.
If you slip on your block, then we gotta make siblings cry. My team's that Pete and beat off streets. Don't scream, we ain't searching right. And he ain't known in the bits, but chats about the bitch like right.
This is rude.
My son just started storytelling though.
Look, belly on me, you're a blacked out T. Come back, I'm swinging my arms and chief. Test my right hand, you know I back beef. If you hear that click, that's a violent sneeze. This block back gets ringy, still tryna burst off backs. Stop them shows and this gang, reverse it back.
The way the pianos came in.
Yo.
Boy, yo, yo.
Tryna burst off backs. Stop them shows and this gang, reverse it back at that batch. If you roll with your yacht and you buck into.
And I was almost gonna say that he wasn't doing too much with the flows, but then that happened.
No point tryna deny your face in the vids, you can still get dipped in the back. Don't lack. They saw us crash and they dashed on 10. 10 toes on their flat, if you roll with their batch, don't lack if you're seen with them. Fuck if you come out of jail, we bang them shows where your riders at. Pull up and creep, we don't speak with a silent batch. We supply that blem, brow, rise at them. Block down 2s or a block down 4s, we can pump at. We supply that blem, brow, rise at them. Block down 2s or a block down 4s, we can pump at them. Fuck, free up the guys in pen.
Alright then.
I can see why she begged you to leave that track.
I wasn't blown away by the flows in the beginning, then he started switching it up. Lyricism.
Now this is where the gray area comes in.
Again, yeah.
Because this track was extremely rude.
Yeah.
I feel like he started off with punchlines and then the rest of it was just like death threats.
Which granted, like, it's drill, so it's not like that's unusual, but coming from Unknown T, usually he has a lot more like balance in it. He kind of gave like straight verses, just straight that. And like you said, it was like kind of like storytelling a little bit. But in fact, I have to be like a specific mood where I'm just like, oh, I didn't hear that song in a minute. But it is one of those where when it plays on the album, I'm letting it rock. Or if I'm listening to an Unknown T playlist and it just plays, I mean, Spotify shuffles it in or something, like I will let it rock.
The beat is really what carried it for me. When I look past, you know, just how rude the lyrics are. I mean, I'm not against rude lyrics. I don't want anybody thinking that. But, you know, it was just like, it's one of those things where it's very difficult to sing along to for long periods of time. Because of the fact that it's so rude. Yeah. But the beat, oh my God, bro.
Yeah, insane. Insane.
R14.
I wasn't expecting that. I don't know who I was expecting.
I love Chris Rich.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm gonna say for the melodies. Ooh, what?
You already know this is gonna have that New York vibe.
You think so?
Just because it's Chris Rich on there, I already know.
Beer is a Jew in the air when it beats. Who's getting the twos? Could it smoke too blemish? When my niners get round, they dread it. Load that fryer, step round and shell it. Bro, man.
I told you.
Bro, might load that gauge, then sneeze at your brain. It's a new pandemic. Jay, last thing I was.
Oi, oi, oi.
Load that gauge. And oh boy.
He said it's a new pandemic.
Put my foot in this whip, level up when I slap the stick. Times 2 if I hit that brick. Back road, move mad and move skits. You see, bank I won't kill and chill. Digging up car that's full and skill. Bang for the team, would you bang the machine? Stay with a plan for the beef. See me on a casual, least the nank in my jeans. But of course I'm happy as free.
I was just saying in my head, like, they're all balancing each other so well. And just the way the other two came with the
I hate when I run out of plastic bags in the trap, so I gotta use this for the beat. Roll with a tech gun, men don't lead. Like I am confirmed the splash. Juice man's head, belly and back.
How many times have they jumped out? We jump out and they jump back in. How many times have we dumped off? Jinx find out and they want us in. No big.
You okay? How many us been chopped and put on a blade? Dice man up like Gillette on a razor. Word, you can hold this shave.
Dice man up like Gillette on a razor.
Who was at fault when they lost that bang? I got best of both like Hannah Montana. Roll with a tanner.
I got best of both like Hannah. Boy.
Long nose, no boys in the hood, man. Wine out the window and beat that hammer.
IT, they get shot, Charlie watch the seized. Mad sight when them slugs release. Doubling waps if I'm with V. In a ride, 2 straps like dungarees.
The flute?
Chris Rich, man. I'm forever a fan.
R14.
I love Chris Rich.
I have to give the beat a 10. I'm leaning towards like an 8.5 for flows, just because between all 3 of them, it wasn't too magnificent, but it was good.
For what it's worth, it's another one of those tracks where I don't think the goal was for it to be like a lyrical presentation.
But I think the reason why I'm thinking about leaning towards 8.5 is mostly Unknown T. I feel like lyrically, it wasn't anything super crazy. Maybe it's one of those songs where if I listen to it again, I'd be like, oh wait, now it's kind of bugging.
I can definitely listen to this again, and it's probably going on my playlist after this.
I feel like I know I want to replay it, but I can't really fully put my hands on why. They all rode the beat really well, but I don't really know 100% what's really making me want to jump back into it, but I know that I want to jump back into it. After this one, we're going to put our final scores, then we're going to see, what the average comes out to be. Ambition. Okay. I like this vibe already. It sounds like an outro.
Music.
Ambition.
This is an outro.
Yup.
Late night studio, sitting with my brody. I got it right to cop another stony. Scrape up the brizz with a pokey. Them other niggas phony. Used to fuck with hoes. Now my drip set froze. And my user on hold. Got my phone too busy. Roll a ziggy while I'm flinging out them packs. Biggie. I'm trapping for the angels that are with me. Put your preps on, bro. Let's get this quid for real. My killing niggas on the curb.
Like, I'm just so captivated. I was just getting so lost in what he was saying.
I'm feeling this flow too.
Me too.
Yo, my shit too real. I put weight on my name, little homie, now there's label deals. I put weight on my name, now the pagans feel. From London Fields to the Navy SEALs. They coming for the game, that's my main ambition. No delay, don't give a dumb pay. Take the whole yay, I'ma make my own way. Trap star, drip Alexander McQueen. I got old friends, I bring all of my team. I got the phone ringing, now there's hella bitches coming. Conversation with a dozen, you're the only one I'm wanting.
This narration.
You know what I was also about to say just
What's up?
now? This is like the important part of like using different fluctuations in your voice.
I agree.
You start to sound like your own feature.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it that way. Yeah, that's a fact. That is good observation.
They don't know how I came, but I came with a vision. I'm coming for the game, that's my main ambition. They don't know how I came, but I came with a vision. I'm coming for the game, that's my main ambition.
I could feel the emotion.
Ambition.
I could feel like as if I was like there. Wow.
Ambition.
But make sure you go stream this album, man. If you have it, go buy this album. I don't even really buy albums like that. And I honestly want to go buy this just to support him. What made me want to read it the most was like what he was saying. He stayed on topic, if that makes sense. He stayed in character with the beat, stayed in character what he was talking about, and it felt like he wanted to go too hard out of his way to show you, here's what I could do lyrically. At this point, it was just like, I'm gonna give you something from me.
This wasn't really anything super special, but it just wasn't what I was expecting.
That too. But again, this is what I'm talking about. When you place a song correctly in a project, that can influence the way that you receive. When I'm picking on my favorite albums or whatever, I'm not thinking about which one had the best individual songs. I'm thinking about which one had the best experience. I think of an album as an experience. I think this was the perfect way to end this experience.
This is one of those prime examples of a producer showing up and just doing their job. There was not too much going on. Nothing got in the way of him. At this point, I forgot that there was drums on it.
I'm with you on that. Like, it's one of those kind of gray areas where it's like, it's not intended to be a metaphor track. It's not intended to be a punchline track. It's not even intended to be a rude track. But what he's saying is very lyrical. I would want to listen to it again, but it's the type of song I would want to listen to it again when I'm listening to the album. Or like, if it played on Spotify, I wouldn't skip it. It's a song that makes me want to play the album so I can have that roller coaster of emotions to hit that point. Yeah, so we've reached the end of the project. Final ratings are in. Frank has a 9.05. I have a 9.01. It makes sense. Like, while I was listening to it, I'm just like, this is a 9 at least. A 9 at least, and then what better number to give it? Our final overall is a 9.03. I think that's a perfect summary. It's definitely album of this year. It is my top 2 albums right now. Top 2, top 3 albums out of the UK.
If we weren't to use this, we probably still would have given it a 9.
Honestly,
this
like,
project flowed very well.
Very well. It was the perfect roller coaster of emotion. I think it was constructed the way that I like my albums constructed. But yeah, man, I think a 9 it's a extremely fitting score for this. Unknown T, you have earned it. You worked hard. And shout outs to you coming back home. This project, it moved me. Unknown T is the kind of person that I wanted to see win. His personality, you can tell he's been through stuff, but you can tell that it has not taken away from his character. You know, you can see some people, it erodes at them in the way that they present themselves, but through all of that, he still continues to present himself as such a humble, you know, kind-hearted spirit. And I think this album represented every range of nuance in his personality. Let us know what you think in the comment section down below. If you made it to the end of this video, let us know what are some albums that you're looking forward to. Who are some artists you want to hear some projects for? But you know what, man? You've been here long enough. Thank you for watching. But until next time, peace.